Friends, what's going on? Okay, so due to my throat problem, have not been posted videos for a couple of months. So I thought to uh, start uploading the new videos on the views, Django views. And before jump on to the views part, I would like to share some of the project which I did. So this is one of the techie.com, which is um, created by myself, and the reason which I created is uh, to explore more concept, as well as the to make it as a open source kind of uploading videos, training videos, kind of concept. But it is not fully ready. Um, but as far as this tutorial concern, I'm posting a couple of blogs as well as some videos here. Uh, in case if you'd like to take a look on some of you, having any questions or doubts, you can come to the site techie.com here, right? And you can take a look on all other topics like views, ZK editor and everything. And I'm planning to post the videos or blogs or kind of a new kind of projects, I mean at least once in a week. If you guys would like to support me on this, please let me know in the comment section, or you can reach out me here. We can work together and we'll try to build such a cool concept. I mean, we don't know if that's going to be a cool concept, but we'll think that's a cool, right? So okay, so with that, let's jump on the tutorial part. So we're going to discuss about the Django views. So in my past videos, we discussed about the Django models in depth. So in case if you guys have any doubt or any question on that, please let me know. I can help you on the where you got stuck on your project. In case if required, we can try to resolve it. Okay, so this I mean, in this video, I'm going to talk about a little bit of only the basic level, but upcoming videos, especially the Django views, we're going to discuss in more in depth, like in the class-based views, what the difference between the generic views and class-based views, how we can write the same concept or same functionality using these two different views, or what would be the right approach, or what are the right implementation of using class-based views or generic views. All the concepts we're going to cover as part of this series. Okay, so as for this reference, I'm going to take this block. I'm gonna go step by step here, and I'm gonna execute, and we'll see how the Django looks like from the view perspective, right? And then in upcoming videos, we'll discuss more about real functionality. We'll apply the new project, or we'll apply the new concept, like create a web application like to-do app or blogs, something like that. Will we can use that. Okay, so without delay, let's jump on. So what I'm talking here is this is a views, writing views, right? So basically writing views. So my assumption is you guys know at least basics of the Django. When I say basic, how to create the project and app. So I already created the project called Techie, and the app called Tutorial, right? So in step one, that's what I have mentioned here. Create a project. This is the command: Django admin, start project, techie. And step 2, so you have to create the application. So that is a cool about Django, right? So you guys, we can we can create as many app, and we can segregate the functionality as we want. That would help the clean dry concept, right? Do not repeat yourself code, or kind of we will have a separate functionality in separate app. Finally we can integrate together in a project. That is pretty cool in Django. And okay, so that's all about creating the app. And let's jump on the views. So once you created the app, right? So we have to write a functionality, or we have to say to Django, hey, this is the where you have to use my backend logic, right? So in my opinion, I mean, basically Django is a backend framework, right? So that would render all our requests from the UI. So when I say UI, it's a front end UI that will render to Django, and there should be some place to handle this logic, right? So that is a place called views. So in views, I can create. Let's take this as a reference. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this command, or the script. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating a function called home, and I passing the inbuilt request. So this is an inbuilt request method, which is out of the box from Django. So basically, when you send the request, when you hit the enter button, when you type here, then that convert as a request. That request has to accept as an argument, right? So that's where in every function we are using this request as a parameter in your view function. So maybe you guys might aware about of using this args and keyword args is a pure Pythonic way of handling the arguments and keyword arguments. Um, if you're not familiar with that, I mean, kindly please check about the Python args and keyword args in the Python document official documentation. Okay, and then what I'm doing here is return HTTP response, and I'm just giving the h1 tag, welcome to techie.com, something like that. So this is the method, right, which I has to import from somewhere. Otherwise, when I run this command, Python manage, so this is a command to run the server. Oh, where is index? Am I doing any mistake? No, think somewhere here. Okay, let's comment this, and if I save this and let me run manage server, and so as of now, when you run the command, it doesn't process to this view yet unless we send a request to that view, right? So so this is I mean, this method somewhere we have to import, right? That is an inbuilt Django method. So you can import HTTP import HTTP response. Okay, so we created a simple view which is gonna return the welcome to techie.com in a h1 tag, right? That is a simple. We haven't have any such a complex logic here. It's just a straightforward HTML tag, a HTML element. So So this is running on this server, right? So if I copy this and go to the new tab and run this, what I see, this is the default Django template. So as you, when you uh, create a project, or when you create a Django project, by default, Django has the static templates which will render when you run the server. But what I want is, I want to render this element, right? So some manner uh, we have to tell to Django, hey, I want to uh, get this value from my view. So what is the what is a way I can render it, right? So here is the concept here, uh, where you can use the urls.py, which is under my project, techie project, and there is a file called urls.py. Let me go to my pattern, and you can let me stick with index for a moment. I don't want to mess up with this block. So in case if you guys use this reference, I don't want to change a different view name. So I'm gonna stick with index as it is. So let me save this, and you can um, import. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm importing my tutorial app.views, which is a file, and import index here. And in order to render the value, hey, whenever you get the request as my local domain, right, then please serve the response from this view, right? We have to mention that a view. So you can copy this, or you can directly, you can provide like this, or you can render directly as we already imported the view name, right? So uh, we can pass the view name here as it is, and since it's a list, you can give us a comma. Now if I go back to my browser, if I refresh this my page, to see this is a welcome to techie.com, right? So what is happening is, when you click on enter, or when you send a request, so Django, it comes to the settings first and will see all the settings configuration, and then it will render the response to the URL page. In the URL page, hey, I don't have any argument. When I say parameter or argument, like whatever the values which you are passing after that slash, forward slash, that is called the root pattern, right? In this, I mean, currently we don't have any pattern, right? So when you click enter, it doesn't have any parameter, right? So it will come here, hey, this path is satisfying with your request, then this path has to go to this index, and this index is coming from this app, then go here and render the response. That's what's happening here, right? Then let's move on to step 4. So what is this args and keyword args, right? Let's print out what is that. Args, keyword args. Let me save this. If I execute, nothing. Okay, then what is the use of having this, right? So let's say some point of time we may need to uh, get the parameter, or get the values from the requested URL, right? So those parameter value has to capture in your view logic to handle some kind of uh, uh, functionality to to perform, right? So that is where this keyword auction argument has come to the picture. So let's take a look at our blog and see. Let's add this just for into go to the url.py. Instead of this, let's replace this with int. So basically what we're saying is, hey, we gonna send some kind of parameter value that's gonna be integer, and that integer is this is the variable. So this is not really requires a variable. You can have any name. Um, so let's stick with the test. So this is an integer. So what are the parameter you are getting from the URL request? It should be integer value, right? And then that integer value is setting uh, uh, to the test value, test argument, right? So this will capture the data in your keyword docs. Let's see in a moment. Okay, if I refresh now, nothing happening, right? Still it's working. But if I add one, it's not matching, right? So what's happening? Uh, because I didn't save my url.py. Let me save this. As you noticed here, right, if the page not exist and we are getting 404, right, Django is trying to read all the pattern which we are given in the url.py, but doesn't satisfy anything. That's why it is um, uh, it goes to the 404 page. Now it is applied. Now let's execute this. Wow. So this parameter integer value, now it capture in keyword org, right? You can have any value like this. This is a just keyword org value. If I refresh now, cool, it's a integer, right? So that is the reason this args and keyword as will help us to get the argument value. Now I want to write the logic based on the argument. Okay, so for example, let's think about the use case. Sometime we may need to get the parameter value as integer, right? I I don't want um, I don't want have I don't want to if other than any integer or if is any string value, I have to perform different kind of logic, right? That kind of stuff we can uh, we can we can do using this argument and keyword arguments. So let me take this copy and replace this. Okay, so what I'm saying is, hey, if the keyword, this is a dictionary, because the keyword argument is a dictionary here, so I am using keyword aux, that key equal to value. I mean, sorry, I'm checking the key value. Is this equal to 1? What does it mean is, if I, this is the value, right? If the parameter, URL pattern parameter value is equal to 1, then I'm saying return the response. Welcome to techie.com. If any value other than this 1, then I want to uh, say, hey, this page is not found. Something like that, right? So that's where Django has inbuilt a method called HTTP response not found. You can import from here like this, and let's see. If I passed 1 as an argument, it takes me to techie.com. If I change to 2, it changed to page not found. That's pretty cool, right, Django? Yeah, awesome. Let's move on. Step 7. Okay, so far we discussed about how we can render the HTML element in the view functionality, but this is not a right way, right? Because um, you cannot write such a complex HTML script here. This is so congested, right? That is where Django has a ability to use these templates concept. So in order to create a separate HTML page and use it here, we have to do some kind of steps before rendering that page. So first step is under the tutorial app, you can have to create a folder called templates. Under the templates, create another folder called your app name. This is a naming and folder convention. And here, let's create the table or file called base.html. Right now, let me copy this h1 tag. H1 tag here, and let me remove this now. Okay, now what is the option to render the HTML page, right? So Django has an inbuilt method called a render. By default here, if you can see, it is importing from shortcuts. So we can use render, and render will take a request as so first input argument, and then the path of the our file tutorial base HTML, right? Base.html. If I refresh now, I should expect get the data from here, right? Let's see. 1. Tutorial template does not exist. By default, Django is trying to get the Python, templates from these folders, but is unable to get the tutorial folder. The reason is I didn't add my app in our settings. So the next step is we have to add app here. So once you added here, save this. If I run this, you see it's perfectly rendering from templates. By default, Django was looking for this template folder. Since initially we didn't mention the app name here, so it was unable to get the folder name. But at the moment, once you added the app name here, it is able to render that templates tutorial base HTML from this view. Okay, so that's all I want to cover this video because this is especially for beginners and newbies. And in case if you guys have any question on this, please let me know. I can clear out in my next video. And in upcoming videos, especially this Django videos view series, we're gonna discuss more in-depth of the class-based views itself, and many more logic, and how to render the various method, um, functions, or classes or object instance, everything in our templates, models, and everything. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a more interesting part. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you like this video, um, you can support me in all the ways, as you know. Um, Again, thank you guys. Stay safe, stay home. Either way, stay home or stay safe. Bye.